Hello, everyone. So I just got word from a good friend. His name is Dictate, and yeah, the Raspberry Pi cm4 module has just been dropped and released for sale. You can currently pick them up for $25. And it looks like they do pack quite a large amount of power in them. Obviously, it is a Pi 4 that has been slimmed down to its smallest intensive purposes. But here's the biggest shocker of them all. As I had stated earlier, and a lot of people asked me about what I thought about the cm4 module and what it's going to come with, and is it going to be backwards compatible with the SODIMM connectors that the cm3 module and cm3 Plus module has had in the past? Well, I'm here to tell you right now, it's not the case. You guys can look that up. So these use, I believe these are called MIPI connectors. So they're basically like press down ribbon style cable connectors, which is good and bad. It's good because this brings into a whole new area of modification, because the board is really, really small. It's probably, I don't know, maybe this big, maybe a little bit bigger than a Pi Zero. So really, for those people who were also asking about Pi Zero and when are they going to get an upgrade, to be in all honesty, with this board out here, there's absolutely no need to have a Pi Zero anymore, especially at the price point that it's going for. That is an insane price. So I'm just going to go over what I'm reading here on Hackaday of what it has inside the board. So obviously the form factor, is it's a similar size, but instead of it being long, it's kind of stacked on top of each other. So think of an extended version of a Pi Zero. That's what it looks like right now. So that's first off. Then let's see. There's implementation of PCIe and NVMe, which makes that an insane add-on. So for all those people who want onboard storage and the ability to just go and have everything at once, well, this now makes it possible, because with NVMe storage, I mean, there's stuff out there that you can do a couple terabytes, even with storage. Terabytes, or is it gigabyte? Yeah, no, terabyte, sorry. So terabytes, and so you could actually have a lot of information set on here. This is very good for us guys that are into the retro gaming community. That means that we can have all of our games from, Sega Saturn on down, basically, and have a full library on the entire unit. So this is going to be an insane little board that we can pack into a small area. So that's very, very good. And obviously the transfer speeds are going to be insanely fast on NVMe. So there is also an optional Bluetooth and Wi-Fi now. So that is very, very good, because before, when you were designing boards for the cm3 or cm3 Plus, you would have to actually add in a Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Now, I'm not really sure how much that adds on to the board, but I did see that it does have an antenna connector on it. So so that's really, really nice that it also has that, because that means that you can have a boosted signal, which means 5G, 5 gigahertz for wireless, and gigabit Ethernet as well. So this is, like I said, going to be a monster of a board. It's going to be one insane thing. So I'm just kind of going through here, and I literally just got this information right now. And you know, this is just, it's mind blowing what this thing is going to be having the ability to do. I know, you know, a lot of people are going to be upset that they did away with the SODIMM connector, which is a unfortunate thing. I think they could have packed all this stuff onto a similar style board, but really the SODIMM connectors are kind of out of date. They have been for a while, and it's something that, you know, us as working with Raspberry Pi, we know that they kind of just keep pushing the old outdated stuff as much as they can until it is finally pushed out, and this is the case of that. So that is an unfortunate thing because, like I said, there's no backwards compatibility with the other boards. But have no fear, if there's an ability to make some sort of an adapter for it, I'm pretty sure that that would be a good thing to have out there, and I don't think it'll be very hard to do something like that. The only thing that would be really hard to do is the whole MIPI connectors that they have on these boards now, from what it looks like. So that's about the only thing that I see might having an issue, is making sure that that's seated and properly soldered, because not only is it like a click connector, but it's got a lot of pins on it, so it's very, very hard to hand solder that. So if anything, you'd probably have to get something out of a factory to get an adapter of it of some sort. So let's see what else is on here. The Pi 4 family uses the Broadcom BCM 2711. So that brought a lot of peripheral capabilities. That's why they did change the design of it. And, you know, that's why I knew they weren't going to stick with the SODIMM connector, unfortunately. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why they did away with that. And yeah, I am confirming it is a MIPI style connector. So if you guys don't know what a MIPI style connector is, if you've dealt with like LCD panels and things like that, newer laptops, they usually have a MIPI style connector. It's basically, you know, a 12, 24, 36, 48, 50 something odd pin connector that just kind of snaps into place, and usually is connected with some sort of ribbon connector. So that is really, really nice to have. But again, it kind of it has the downfall of, you know, we wanted a SODIMM connector backwards compatibility thing, but unfortunately that's not what we're going to get. Again, we can try and get an adapter board that's out there as well. So so it looks like if it's going to be $25, then if you want wireless and Bluetooth, it's going to be $5. And then there's going to be eMMC modules, like there has been. There's going to be the 8 gig, 16 gig, and 32 gig. And there's going to be other costs, it looks like, a 2 gig version of RAM, 4 gig of RAM, and an 8 gig of RAM. So you can get higher abilities. So, you know, I know a lot of people are going to go after the 8 gig model. That's going to cost you $45. And then if you wanted to add 32 gigs, that's going to be $5, $10, $15 extra dollars on that. So it's like $60 for a board. So you're still coming in under the, or just about at the Pi 4 8 gig model, depending on where you are. So that's actually really, really good. So, let's see here. So for a cm4 Lite module, which comes with 4 gigs of RAM, is going to be $50. So in this case, they're actually going to cost more for the Lite module. So they're actually kind of pushing you more to get the bigger versions, it looks like, unless I'm reading this wrong. Oh no, I'm sorry. So yeah, looks like the even though it says that it's $25, that's just a base board. That's like no frills or anything like that. So if you're gonna do like adding Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, your own stuff, then okay, that's gonna be $25, and it's just gonna have a 1 gig of RAM. So that's like really low tier. So that's still pretty cheap. And again, that goes back to my whole, well, what about the Pi Zero? Is it going to get an upgrade? At this point in time, there's no need for it with this coming out. Even with the 1 gig of RAM and a CM4 for $25. So what? A Pi Zero W is about 10 to 15, depending on where you're getting it from. So for another extra $10 plus shipping, you get a board that's 6 times more beefy than a Pi Zero. So, but yeah, there is different versions here. So the CM4 Lite with Wi-Fi and 4 gigs of RAM is going to be $50. The CM4 with wireless and a 32 gig eMMC and 2 gigs of RAM is also $50. So that's actually a really good deal. So, and they're basically, comparing the regular Pi 4 is going to cost you around $90. So you're saving $40 on the board. But obviously, you get USBs and HDMI out and all that other good stuff with a regular board. But if you're using it for, slim down purposes, which most of us are going to be using that's going to be kind of a moot point to get that. But anyway, I wanted to let you guys all know. I'm sure you'll hear about it in the next couple hours. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there for you guys that the CM4 is on the market. And like I was reading here, it looks like $50 for the Big Bang CM4. So that's still a pretty good deal, in my opinion, for what it's packing with power. And it has wireless eMMC 32 gig and 8 gigs of RAM for processing. So I mean, that's an insane setup. So I'll get some more information out there once I get it, and basically let you guys know. But until next time, happy gaming, guys.